What's up, you guys? It is Nick at the Lost River Drive-In here with
Justin, Ryan 1988. How are you doing?
well, if I can get away, that'd be fantastic. That's getting a little better.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
I'm doing well, man. I had a nice week away. Not week away from YouTube. I wasn't happy about that. I found myself trying to find service in certain spots sometimes. And it was actually kind of making Brooke mad. I was like, you don't understand. But I'm glad to be back. How was your week?
It was a great week. It was a great week. Lots of rain here, a lot of clouds. But life's good, man. Life is good. Had a very good weekend. So,
Oh, good.
life's good.
Good. So we got Antonis. Antonis says
Hey,
he's visiting his
Antonis.
family in Greek family right now. Heck yeah, man.
Awesome. Awesome.
Wes,
Going
what's up,
on?
brother? How you doing? And then Evan, hello.
Hey, Evan.
What's up?
Hello.
I think that's Catman. Yeah, that's Catman.
Hey, Catman.
Isaiah,
Hey,
how we doing,
Isaiah.
brother?
How you doing, Isaiah?
So, guys, for this occasion, although the first movie didn't come out in this decade, I was at FYE today, and I went shopping, and a video will be coming out Friday. But I bought this at the checkout, and I'm going to be enjoying this during the stream. And it's a dark chocolate Jaws bar.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Ronnie,
Ronnie, what's up, brother? How you doing?
what's going on, Ronnie?
You guys have any good pickups this week? Yes. You will see later this week. What about you, Justin? You pick anything up?
I ordered some stuff. Yes, I did. I ordered one box set that I'm like, okay, it was a great price. I had to jump on it.
Yep.
But I finally ordered my Halloween 4Ks. And Alone in the Dark. So
yeah, I'm waiting for those 4Ks. I can't wait for them to be released. I pre-ordered those. We both have them pre-ordered now. We're ready.
Is it end of September? It's end of September, right?
Yeah, it's September 28th, I think.
Ooh, nice. I cannot wait. Perfect.
1031. What's
going
up?
on, 1031?
I got $50 worth of Amazon gift cards. So those are definitely going. Yes, you got to do it.
Yes.
You got to do it.
Yes, Evan.
And Thomas, yes, we both did. I'll
Loved
ask.
it.
Yeah, Justin, what'd you think?
Oh, well, I loved it. When they first announced this TV show, I was a little bit hesitant because I was like, I don't know how a TV show is going to work. But seeing his look, seeing that they're going back to the idea of what Chucky looked like in the first 3 movies looks amazing. And then the teaser trailer, I was like, yes, I'm ready for this. Cannot wait. How about you?
I dig the look too. I really do. I'm excited for the full trailer to see what we get.
Yes.
Ryan, what's up, brother?
What's going on, Ryan?
My Reds didn't fare too well. I was pretty upset. But hey, whatever. He was talking about the Reds and Brewers. They were playing. He's a Brewers fan, and didn't go well for the Reds. So we'll just say that. So, Rudy.
Hey,
happy Monday.
Rudy. Happy Monday to you.
All right, so we've got some peeps in here, so we're gonna go right off rip, and we're just going to not right off rip. What am I saying? What are we doing today? Well, we're back. We're back in the swing of things on a Monday, and today we are covering the 80s, 1980 to 1989. We've done the 90s. We've done the 2000s. What's up, Matthew? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Matthew.
And we're going to go year by year. We've each written down a few movies from each year. And we're going to, after we list some of the more notable ones that we wrote down, we're going to pick our favorite one from the lot. And that's what we're going to do. Real quick, Catman wants to know, is there a live commentary this week? Yes, there will be a live commentary tomorrow night. I posted a poll on the community tab. If you guys want to head on over to my community page and vote on it, the choices are Child's Play, Friday the 13th Part 2, Scream 2, and The Fog. Right now, Friday the 13th Part 2 is winning pretty easily, but The Fog is in second place. So
I love that.
I was adding some good old Don't Fear the Reaper. Yeah, okay. Nice. 1031. He's
Nice.
said he was making a cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Ooh, I love that.
And then Wes, right before we get in, that's a great question. He wants to know, is this your guy's favorite decade?
What's your favorite decade? You go first, and I'll answer.
Probably, but I will say 2000 to 2010 rivals it. I really love that resurgence of horror at the beginning of the 2000s. There's some classic movies in there. There really are. But I would say probably the 80s. I really like the 70s too, but probably the 80s. What about you, Justin?
Mine is the 80s. Like you, though, I love the 2000s. Really love the 70s, but I'm going to go 1980s as well. So that is the decade, not the year, the decade of a lot of great horror movies.
Absolutely. Sean just finished watching Child's Play. Classic. Yep, that is right. Evan, the movie guy. What's up, Evan? I already said what's up to you. I don't know why I said that again. He said 70s and 80s are tied for his favorite, but the 2010s is creeping up. Yeah, there's some good movies in that decade too. And then 1031 says favorite decade is the 70s. All right, guys. Well, let's hop right in it. The year is 1980. Halloween was gifted upon the world just 2 years prior. A lot of copycats were coming out. A lot of people had ideas. What's up, T. Parker Evans? How you doing, man?
Hey, T. Parker. Thank you.
It has been a while. So setting the scene, Halloween has graced our screens. And where do we go from here? Well, the 80s was born. And with perms and disco and tight pants came some great horror movies. 1980, I wrote down 6 from 1980. Guys, 1980 was loaded, but I didn't want to talk too much about every movie, so I picked 6 of the ones that stand out the most to me. The Fog, The Shining, Prom Night, Maniac, Terror Train, and of course, Friday the 13th. Those are the 6 I wrote down for 1980. Each of them have their own merits. All 6 films are films that I really enjoy. The Shining, while it took some liberties from the book and did its own thing, it's a classic, heavily regarded as a classic. Prom Night, again, another classic. Maniac is a classic, though I know a lot of people prefer the remake. And I just purchased that today. So I'll be giving that one a spin. Terror Train, it's not as popular as some of the movies from the 80s, but it's still a very good Jamie Lee Curtis movie. Friday the 13th, everybody is aware of Friday the 13th and what that is. That movie is a dang classic if there's ever been one. But for me, The Fog wins 1980. It is my second favorite John Carpenter film. It is, when it comes to the aesthetics and the music and the acting, it's just, spot on. I love it. It's beautiful. Looks good. Sounds good. Very creepy, very eerie, very just, I don't know. It's a very dread-filled kind of movie. And I think it was a masterclass by John Carpenter. You got the mustache, Tom Atkins without a mustache. Crazy. I don't like the way it looks.
I know.
You got JLC again. Adrienne Barbeau, Nancy Loomis. It's a great movie. I love The Fog. So, Justin, 1980. Hit me.
All right. So, my picks, I went Friday the 13th. I mean, classic film. It started a franchise, and it was one of the first, if not the first, slasher film from 1980. The Shining, which, classic again. Love that Kubrick movie. John Carpenter's The Fog. I go back and forth between The Fog and The Thing being my second favorite Carpenter movie. Prom Night, because everything's all right there. I love Prom Night. one of the first slasher films I saw outside the main ones. Terror Train. Great Jamie Lee Curtis movie, like you said, not out of her like horror movies back then. Not like, top for me, but definitely a great one. It's kind of in the middle somewhere. The Changeling with George C. Scott. Creepy movie, very eerie. Dario Argento's Inferno.
Yes.
Love it. He Knows You're Alone, which is a great slasher film, and one that is considered more of a October kids film from the 80's, but definitely quite creepy. The Watcher in the Woods.
Ooh.
With Betty Davis and Kyle Richards. So,
love me some Kyle Richards.
I do too. So this was a tough year for me. I could have went Friday the 13th. I did not.
Oh.
I could have went The Shining. I did not.
Oh, it's getting spicy up in here.
What one did I pick? I picked. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go The Fog though.
Oh man, here we go.
The Fog. No, I picked it. I seriously like that was before you even mentioned it. I had The Fog in my head because I was like, again, I could have went Friday the 13th, which classic. The Shining is a classic. Love Prom Night. That was actually a close second, by the way.
I figured.
The Fog. Yeah, I love.
I would have thought you would pick Prom Night, honestly.
No, I went with The Fog. That is my. When I was looking at 1980, I was like, ooh, Fog was on there. And so yeah, there's just something about it. It's one of my Carpenter go-to movies. I love the cast. You have such a great cast here, like Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Atkins, Nancy Loomis or Nancy Kyes, Adrienne Barbeau, Hal Holbrook. Am I missing anybody? I'm probably blanking on somebody.
You named the most
Charles
important
Cyphers.
ones. Yeah, and Cyphers. Yep.
Great soundtrack, and every time I watch it, there's something creepy about that movie. It has an eerie atmosphere to it. So yeah, I went with The Fog.
Yeah, and 1980 really started the 80's off with a bang. You knew what you were in for. I mean, right from the first year, there's just some great movies. A lot of people in the chat talking right now. Sean, I agree. Yeah, Friday the 13th is definitely a ripoff of Halloween. But that's why I set the scene. Halloween comes out, and then here's the 80's. A lot of people saying, The Fog. I was never huge into it. Slow burn kind of movie. Give it another go. It really, I love The Fog. The Shining is absolutely a classic. Absolutely scared the crap out of me as a kid. Triple Feature says The Fog is definitely the kind of pirate ghost horror I demand. Yes.
God, it's so good. Yeah, ghost pirate movie. I love it.
Oh, the movie's fantastic. I love that film.
Yeah. Me too.
What else? Antonis, my vacation was good, man. It was good. I got some much needed time away from work and from the responsibilities of being an adult. I'm still recovering from my time off, but it was fun. Antonis' favorite 80's 1980 horror movie is Friday the 13th. Absolutely. And Ronnie says, okay. Yeah, so Ronnie, we'll get to some of those movies you just named because we're going to go year by year. But yes, every movie you put in there is fantastic. Absolutely. Definitely. So, 1980, Justin and I both give the belt to The Fog. And now we come up on 1981. And boy, did we bust the doors down with 1980. What are some 1981 horror films that I wrote down that really stuck out to me? Friday the 13th, Part 2. Halloween 2. My Bloody Valentine. The Evil Dead. The Funhouse. And The Howling. Those are the 6 I wrote for 81.
Ooh.
Now, to touch on each one really quick. The Funhouse is a super underappreciated Toby Hooper film. Does not get
I
talked
agree.
enough. Yeah, it doesn't get talked about enough like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Poltergeist, but a great movie. My Bloody Valentine is a classic. I have a feeling Justin's going to pick that one, but we'll see. Friday the 13th Part 2, better than the first one in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And our introduction to Jason. We know him, we love him. He's disgusting. Halloween 2, more of the night he came home. And The Howling, arguably one of the best werewolf movies ever made. But where does my heart lie with 1981? Well, if you heard the 6 I listed and the one I haven't addressed yet, then you know where my heart lies with 81. The Evil Dead. A absolute blast that scared the crap out of me as a kid. And I think part of the low budget nature of the movie made it scarier for me as a kid because it looked more real. I don't know. Now it's crazy. You guys might be like, you're a Halloween guy and you didn't pick Halloween 2. Gun to my head, what movie am I putting in if I had to choose from the 81 between those two? It's The Evil Dead. It really is. I love The Evil Dead. And I think part of that's nostalgia, whatever it may be. And that's not to knock on Halloween 2. It's not. I think The Evil Dead is the cream of the crop for 81 for me. But Justin, 1981.
All right, so I'm going to name off the ones I have, and then I'm going to pick the one, the only, maybe the classic. So, my first one, The Evil Dead. I love that. I think it's, every time I watch that movie, I really get ready for the fall. It has like a good fall feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I kick off the fall with The Evil Dead, so I love that. Halloween 2, such a great continuation of that first movie. And while the first one's the best, the second one's quite scary, in my opinion. The hospital setting's perfect. Absolutely love it. American Werewolf in London.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Birthday to Me. I watch it every year on my birthday. So. Friday the 13th, Part 2, I agree it is better than the first movie. I love a good sackhead Jason. Wes Craven's Deadly Blessing.
Oh, I knew you were going to write it.
I had to write that one. That had to go. I had to write that on my list. I love that movie. The Howling. The Burning.
Oh, The Burning. How did I miss that one?
I thought for a second I had not written it down, and then I went back and I'm like, okay, I did write that one down. My Bloody Valentine, which one of the best slasher movies. The Funhouse. Again, underrated Toby Hooper movie. I think outside of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and maybe a couple others, I think he's a pretty underrated director. I think
he is. I put him on my top 10 list. I dropped a video on Friday.
Loved it. I was like, go Toby. And then The Beyond, which Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. And Hell Night. That was the last one I had on there. Linda Blair. Good old Linda Blair. A post-exorcism movie. So.
Okay.
But I did not pick My Bloody Valentine.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go with An American Werewolf in London. So that is, as of right now, it always jumps back and forth between The Howling and that film as my favorite werewolf movie.
And we're throwing you guys for a loop, aren't we? Because we're the two Halloween guys, and we didn't pick Halloween 2. You guys are both probably like, what the hell? It's like
Halloween, yeah. Halloween 2 was a close second.
But the 80's, man, they're loaded. They're loaded. I mean, they're just loaded.
Here's the one thing, too, that I noticed. There's a lot of slashers that came out in the 80's, but you had a lot of other non-slasher films that came out in the 80's. Like, slashers were the decade, or 80's was the decade for the slasher movies. Mm-hmm. But there were so many great horror movies that came out. But American Werewolf in London, every time I watch it, I still love that film. The scene where they're first attacked in the fields and the fog is there and it's creepy and dark outside, and they start hearing the noises. That's gets me. Very eerie.
Yeah.
And then you have the classic werewolf transformation scene, which is still hands down like perfect.
One of the best.
One of the best. One of the best. So yeah, I went with American Werewolf in London.
We're getting a lot of love for Halloween 2 in the chat. And guys, don't worry.
I love Halloween 2.
You know, Justin and I are fans of Halloween 2. We got a lot of love for Evil Dead.
Yes. I love Evil Dead.
1031 says you got Halloween H2O on Blu-ray today. Nice, man.
Nice.
Rudy says good pick. American Werewolf in London has great practical effects. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
And then Antonis, you are, oh my goodness. People need to stop calling me when I'm trying to stream. Anyway, the nurse in American Werewolf in London is also in Child's Play too. Yes, yes. All right. So, 1981. Wow. All right. That was a banger of a year. It couldn't get any crazier, could it? It could. It does. It did.
It does.
Well, guys, now we're up on 1982. 1982 was another year that I feel like and you're going to hear me say this a lot. You're going to hear Justin say this a lot. This entire decade just is full of bangers. Every year, just bangers. And 1982 starts off with a bang. And, here we go. I've already got people in the chat. 1031.
I got to see this. Let me get these chats back up.
What 1031 just said. 1982 brought us
what?
Poltergeist. What? Creep Show. Halloween 3. The Night No One Comes Home. The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. Friday the 13th Part 3. 3D. Slumber Party Massacre. Those are the 6 that I wrote for 82 that stick out the most for me. We've got a lot of people. We've got, 1031 is very steadfast with his pick. This is hard, guys. This is hard. One of the scariest paranormal movies I ever saw. Poltergeist. Period. Point blank. Scared the crap out of me as a child. And I can still watch that movie and get the heebie-jeebies. Creep Show. Awesome. Awesome. I mean, just awesome. I don't even need to go into that. Awesome. Just beautiful. Halloween 3. I mean, come on. Halloween 3. Like, the chat's going off right now. People you heard all these movies, just listening. They're like, oh, no, this is the one. This is the one. The Thing. A lot of people would argue it's John Carpenter's second best movie. Friday the 13th Part 3. My favorite Friday movie. So that's hard. That's really hard for me. And Slumber Party Massacre. Just such a fun 80s slasher.
Fun movie. Fun.
So of those 6 movies, what am I picking? Justin, if you had to guess right now, off the top of your head, what's Nick picking?
I'm thinking you're going to go Friday the 13th Part 3. I'm just saying. Because you haven't picked a Friday the 13th film, I don't think, yet. No. I don't
Jay Dead, what is up, my man? He said, I just subbed and was the 10th thumbs up. Thank you so much for the sub, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for the thumbs up. Justin and I appreciate you watching. We hope that you enjoy this content. Here we go. Dude, a lot of people are going to be mad at my pick. Like, people are going to be mad at my pick.
I'm seeing The Thing, triple feature, easily the best. Poltergeist, love here. So
Halloween 3.
Wow.
It's Halloween 3. It's Halloween 3. I have to go to my roots. Guys, like, is The Thing a better made movie? Absolutely. Like, you will not hear me argue that The Thing is inferior to Halloween 3. No. But Halloween 3, I mean, just one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies of all time. I mean, it's just awesome. It's Halloween 3 for me. I mean, it really, really is. And it's hard because, like I said, Poltergeist, Creep Show, The Thing, Friday the 13th Part 3, Slumber Party Massacre. I mean, you can go on and on with the year 1982, but I've got to go Halloween 3. I've got to do it. And it's people are mad. People are mad. People are happy.
Oh, gosh. I got to go back and forth between the comments. I love seeing your reaction. So I'm not seeing the comments right now. I just like to see your face and see what you pick in your reactions.
Yeah,
So.
well, everybody wanted me to pick The Thing.
Oh, they're not gonna love me. So
yeah, well, real quick too, guys. Make sure you smash that like button if you
Please do.
haven't. If you haven't smashed it yet, smash that like button. J-Dad, H3, always overlooked, but such an awesome flick. Absolutely. It does not get enough love still to this day. Nick has betrayed us. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm truly sorry, but it's Halloween 3. I'm done rambling.
What?
Justin Ryan.
Okay.
Give me your list for 82, my friend.
Well, I think I might betray people, but, you know, it's okay. I love you all anyway. I might. I don't know. I might. I don't know.
He's a traitor.
Not last week's, but the weeks before's video, I was like, no love for certain movies, and I'm like, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
So 1982, my first pick was Poltergeist. Classic. Love it.
Okay.
Still scares me today. Creepshow. Amazing. Absolutely.
The face scene in Poltergeist.
Oh. It's creepy. Halloween 3. You know, Halloween 3, it's still pretty underrated, but I'm glad more people are appreciating and loving this movie, because when I first saw this film on TV, no one was talking about this movie. I couldn't even find a DVD at a store. I had to record it on a VHS tape. John Carpenter's The Thing, which, one of his best. I love that movie. Friday the 13th, Part 3. Great movie. Love it. Amityville 2, The Possession.
Yes.
Which goes back and forth every day, or every time I watch the original and the sequel, which one is better. Right now I'm going to say Part 2 is better than Amityville, but that's very close. Slumber Party Massacre.
Yes,
every time I watch that film, I want pizza. I just love it. Here's an underrated one. The Entity. Which is a supernatural, demonic type film. It's based on a real life case of a woman that one day came home from her daily work and life and was attacked by something that she could not see. And I think it's based on a real life case. I think up until her passing, she was haunted by something that could get her at any time. The House on Sorority Row.
Oh, yeah.
Love that movie. And Alone in the Dark, which is getting a Scream Factory release coming up.
Yes,
soon.
it is.
So, I already pre-ordered that one. So my top 3 that I was going back and forth on were Poltergeist, Halloween 3, and The Thing. But I'm going to go Poltergeist on this one.
Okay.
So, I know. I almost went with The Thing, guys. I almost went with The Thing.
They're so done with
that
us.
Movie.
They're
done with us. But you know what? Poltergeist. Every time I watch it, it never gets old for me.
Still scares me to this day.
Still scares me. You know, the thing about it is the stuff that you see is scary, but the stuff that you don't see is scary. So a scene that I always remember, there's 2 scenes, but the one scene that I always remember is when Zelda is sitting down with the paranormal investigator. She's sitting down with Carol Ann's parents, and she's talking about the light and the other side. And she says, now hold on to something. And the score just goes dim. And she talks about... Oh, sorry about that. She talks about this being that is with Carol Ann at the moment. And she calls it the Beast. And that is scary. Like, stuff like that freaks me out more than stuff that you see on screen.
J-Dead, real quick, we did not talk about Madman in 1981.
I love Madman, though.
But yes, I really do enjoy that movie as well.
I love that movie. So, you know, 1981, there was a lot of slashers that came out.
Oh, yeah.
And I could have made a whole, 2 pages worth of slasher films. Pretty much. But I just kind of narrowed it down to a mix of slashers and other films outside of the subgenre. But yeah, Poltergeist, for me, it's Poltergeist. And I will also argue, because people say, "Oh, that's a Steven Spielberg movie. Toby Hooper didn't direct it." Toby Hooper directed it.
Yeah.
You know, you see Toby Hooper in there. I know Steven Spielberg was on the set. I know he would go and, you know, he wrote the screenplay.
Yeah.
But it's a Toby Hooper movie. Like, I
Yeah.
will always tell people, it is a Toby Hooper film. Yes, Steven Spielberg was a big influence on it, but there's some elements there that Toby Hooper did that work so well. The scene where the mom's running to the hallway to try to get to the kids' room, and you see that hallway expand.
I think one of the creepiest scenes for me is when they're downstairs and you see like a spirit just start walking down the steps, that really bright, like out of nowhere. I'm just like, what the hell is happening right now?
You know,
what
scene also, that scene gets me. And then the scene where, and this is because, and you know, you're a parent, so you know, when your child's in danger and you cannot protect them the way you want to, and the scene where Carol Ann, you hear her running through the house, but you also hear something else chasing after her, and the parents are there and they can't do anything to protect their daughter. That is creepy. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, as a parent, there's no worse feeling than thinking that you can't protect your children. So, yeah, I mean, that whole, the anxiety of all of that, and that just being the point of that story and the main focal point, it's just, it's incredible. Like, it really is. It gives some emotional depth to the movie, and I think that's why that movie stands on its own and has stood the test of time, is because of how just deep and, you know, it's multi-layered. It's not just a ghost movie. Antonis wants to know, what's our favorite story from Creepshow? What's your favorite?
From Creepshow, it is Father's Day, hands down.
Yeah, I really like Father's Day, but I also love The Crate. I don't know.
I love The Crate. I love The Crate. Creepshow is such a great movie. I love that. I love that.
Catman wants to know if we enjoy Inception. I've never seen it.
What?
Never seen it.
Goodness.
I intentionally avoided it. It just didn't seem like it was for me. And Brooke tells me I need to watch it. I haven't seen it.
That one. Oh, you need to see it. You need to see it.
Yeah,
it's great.
All right. So Justin goes Poltergeist. I go Halloween 3, and that, my friends, is 1982.
Can I quote something real quick?
Shoot.
This house is clean.
It's clean. Yeah.
But it wasn't clean because 20 minutes later, ghosts are popping up and people are popping through the
Carol
Ann!
All right. 1983, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this one, this year and the next year, I feel like didn't have a ton of ones I really wanted to write down, but there are some really good ones.
Yes.
And that is Sleepaway Camp, Cujo, Jaws 3D, Christine, and Psycho 2. Now, after naming those off, I think a lot of people are going to think, okay, well, the natural selection here would probably be Cujo or Christine, right? They're both classics. You know, Christine's a Carpenter movie. Cujo is a Stephen King adaptation, both regarded pretty well as horror classics. Yeah, I'm going Sleepaway Camp.
Ooh,
and it's weird because I just saw that movie recently. You guys know that. You know, it took me a while to get around to that movie, and I just really, really dig it. I think that it is fun. It's got really good practical effects. The ending will mess me up for the rest of my life. You know, like I said, Cujo is fantastic. Christine is fantastic. Jaws 3D is not fantastic, but it's super fun. Yeah.
So much fun.
But I'm going Sleepaway Camp. That's what I'm going to do now. And Jaws and Psycho 2. Psycho 2 is also a great movie. But yeah, I'm going Sleepaway Camp. And I'm waiting for the rocks to be thrown at me. But that's me. What about you, Justin? Give us your 83 list.
Don't throw rocks at him. Throw Skittles or something. Something happy.
Something I can eat. Can't eat rocks.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sleepaway Camp, great choice. So my list, Sleepaway Camp. I mean, one of the best. I say that a lot, but it's definitely one of the best slasher films and one of the best endings in any type of movie. So,
Oh man,
I love it. John Carpenter's Christine. You talk about a kind of eerie movie. That's kind of eerie for me. It's about a car, but it's scary. Videodrome, David Cronenberg's Videodrome. Psycho 2. For it ruined you for years. Yeah, it's kind of
I had to put that comment up there because yeah, it's pretty creepy.
I mean, just the whole ending is just like the noise that's coming out of Angela's mouth. I'm like,
Yeah.
gotcha. But Psycho 2, you know, who knew that a 20-plus-year-old movie would pull off a great sequel? I love it. 20-plus years, I think. Yeah, 20-plus years.
What's up, Mid-Level Media? How you doing, brother? What's up, John?
What's going on, guys?
Everybody make sure Jill's alive, by the way. We haven't seen Jill yet.
Where is Jill?
I don't know
where Jill is. We got Curtains. We got Animeville 3D. We got Cujo. Jaws 3D. One Dark Night. Twilight Zone the movie. My pick, though, isn't Sleepaway Camp. It almost was. Thinking about it earlier on today. I'm going with John Carpenter's Christine.
I knew it.
Did you know it?
I was like, he's going Christine.
I just love it. I mean, 1983, like you said, it was weird because I was going through the list of movies and, out of the stuff that I wrote down, 1983 there was not a huge list of films that I wrote down. There's some great ones here, but yeah, John Carpenter's Christine. One of the best Stephen King adaptations, one of Carpenter's best, and I would say one of his most underrated ones. Not a lot of people talk about it, or people talk about it, but not like The Thing or The Fog or Halloween. Christine is just such a great movie. Like I said, it's about a car, but it is a scary car. It's an eerie movie. Great performances, great score by John Carpenter. Hands down, 1983 for me was Christine.
We got some in the chat. What is that? Scratch Burno says Eyes of Fire is a good unknown from 83. I've never seen that.
Eyes of Fire. I've never seen that one. Triple feature, a lot of people would say I look like the guy. If I don't have a beard, I look like the guy from Christine. So my friend always says, Justin, where's your car, Christine? I'm like, that's so funny. Rest in peace, Kelly Preston. Yes, Ben. Yeah, she's in Christine. So I watched it last year when she passed away. Wait, Antonis, you've never seen Christine?
That's the thing. No one controls the car in Christine.
No one does. The car controls itself.
Yes. So. It is a possessed car. All right, so 83. Now 84 for me, I only wrote 4 down. And
really?
Yeah, 84 was a year that I was looking and I was like, yeah, there's some underrated ones here, there's some decent ones here, but the ones that stood out to me, there was only a few. And that was A Nightmare on Elm Street, Children of the Corn, Gremlins, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. Those are the 4 that I wrote for 84. And for me, this one is really hard because it's obviously between A Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday, The Final Chapter. I know a lot of people regard The Final Chapter as their favorite and as arguably the best Friday film. Mm-hmm. And that is an argument that can be had and can be made and is justifiable. Children of the Corn, I mean, come on. That's definitely a classic. Malachi, Gremlins, but I'm going to Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm going with Freddy's first foray onto the silver screen. And that's because I love the character of Freddy Krueger. Was the scariest one when I was a kid of the big 3. Because if I'm not safe when I'm asleep, when the hell am I safe? But it's hard. It's hard. But I'm going to go a Nightmare on Elm Street. But I think you could make a case for any 4 of those movies. Any of them. So, yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street for me. Justin, hit us with 84.
1984. First off, Nightmare on Elm Street. Love it. Absolutely. Classic film. Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, which is not my favorite Friday the 13th film, but it's one of my favorites. Children of the Corn. For me, I know either that movie gets love or hate from people, but I love that movie. Gremlins. Great movie. I almost didn't put that on the list, but as I was like kind of looking up horror movies from 1984, that popped up, and there's some creepy moments in that movie. So,
a lot of horror elements. So yeah, I put it on there as well.
I mean, Joe Dante, classic film. So, Firestarter, Stephen King's Firestarter.
Yeah, I saw somebody mention that. I think that was Mid-Level Media mentioned that.
Big fan of that. Huge fan of that one. The Initiation.
He meant
little slasher film.
Mid-Level Media mentioned that as well.
Did you? Oh, yeah. Shout out there. Shout out there. That is so awesome. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh my God! How did I miss? Jeez.
I was like, Nick, I'm surprised in you. How dare you?
Just kidding. Yeah, I know.
It happens. Shame. It happens. It happens. Night of the Comet, which is a great kind of 80s comedy horror movie. Love it. Ghostbusters, which for me, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, so if I have Gremlins on this list, Ghostbusters can be on this list because it's got some kind of eerie, creepy moments. And then the last movie, which some people would argue that it's a action movie.
Oh,
I consider it a action movie, slasher film. Yes, a slasher movie. If you think about the first movie, it's kind of a slasher, and a horror movie. The Terminator.
Oh yeah, we had somebody mention that earlier in the chat.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm going back and forth from seeing Nick's awesome face because I missed him and seeing your guys' comments. So if I don't see your comments, I love you. I'll definitely read more of them in just a little bit. But I'm gonna go with The Nightmare on Elm Street as well. When I think 1984, I think that film. My close second was gonna be The Terminator though. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, Wes Craven's one of his best, if not his best. But Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Everybody knows my love for that movie. So, but 1984, we had a lot of slasher films before that, and some were better than others. People were kind of getting tired of them. I mean, 1980 between 1984, you had a lot of great ones. But when Nightmare on Elm Street came out, it was a different type of slasher film. It was a supernatural slasher. It was and still is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
It really just expanded the boundaries of what a slasher could be. Let's go into the dream world. It's just super. It's a super consequential movie, and spawned one of the big three. And I think that A Nightmare on Elm Street is the pick here. Again, someone calling me. For me, I'm going that as well. I don't know. It's hard though. You mentioned some damn good ones that I forgot.
There's a lot of good ones, and I was like, ooh. I said I could have went a little crazy and picked something else over Nightmare on Elm Street, but when I think 1984, I think Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah. So I mean, just great movie.
Well, that's 84 for us, guys. So now where are we at? We're at 1985, and 1985 is a weird year. Because I feel like 1985 is one of those years that is full of a bunch of underappreciated horror movies that are really, really good, that are either misunderstood or people just never really gave them a chance. So we're going to dive right into 85. Going to dive into 85. And what are we doing? Well, House.
Ooh,
Fright Night.
That's a good one.
Return of the Living Dead. Shout out Christian Hanahara.
What's up, Christian?
It's his favorite movie.
It is.
Reanimator. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. And those are the 6 I wrote down for 85. Guys, like I said at the top of this, there are more. I tried to keep some of the lists smaller because I wanted to go off with some of the ones that first came to my head that I enjoy the most. Yeah, triple feature. We know you love Friday Part 5. You can't get enough of it.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
his favorite movie, guys.
He watches
Make sure
it every day.
I will get Triple
Every
Feature's
day.
address and we'll send him a bunch of merchandise from Friday Part 5.
I'm gonna get him a big like poster like that just hangs in a whole wall poster. Wall poster.
So let's see. House is really good, but I think House 2 is better. The Second Story.
Wow.
Return of the Living Dead is one of the best zombie films in my opinion. Reanimator is a classic. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 is one that is really starting to get love finally. Because a lot of people didn't understand it when it came out or just didn't like it. But I am going with Tom Holland's Fright Night. And that is my pick for 85 because it is my favorite vampire movie. I think it's my favorite. It's either that, Lost Boys, or Salem's Lot. But right now, I'm going to say Fright Night.
Salem's Lot.
Yep. So that's my little list from 85 and my favorite. What about you?
All right. So 1985. Good old 1985. 85. So Fright Night was the first one I wrote down. I mean, my favorite vampire film. Return of the Living Dead, definitely one of the best zombie movies. Again, shout out to Christian. Love you, buddy. Day of the Dead, George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. Not my favorite of the of Dead films, but definitely grows on me. Reanimator, House, Cat's Eye, which is a great underrated anthology movie. Demons, an underrated werewolf movie. Demons, Lamberto Bava's Demons. Have you ever seen it?
Yes, but it's been a very, very long time.
That's cool. Silver Bullet, an underrated.
Oh my God, Silver Bullet!
Oh, I can't believe you forgot
that. Was my favorite werewolf movie as a child. That was hands down my favorite.
That scared me as a child. That scared me as a child. Like, the scene that I always remember is the girl who's killed and attacked in her room. Like, that scares me. Friday the 13th Part 5 and A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I'm glad Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is getting the love that it has always deserved, in my opinion. I think it's one of the times that Freddy Krueger's scary. So I love that. Friday the 13th Part 5. Again, I know triple feature. That's your favorite one. I know.
Yep.
But my favorite film.
You better not piss me off right now, Justin. You better think real long and hard before you pick 80 or 85 because I know in your heart of hearts what you want to pick. So you just need to
know.
Do it.
So you had me at Fright Night.
Yes.
So
yes, hey, Fright Night.
By the way, I will say this. I think besides this one, I think we've only picked another one, the same one.
The Fog, yeah, from 80.
Yeah. So, but Fright Night, I mean, hands down, when I was thinking 85, I was like, yeah, Fright Night.
Yeah.
By far. I mean, I love it.
It's just got to be for me. It's got to be.
But, for me, again, it's my favorite vampire film. But what I love about that movie, besides the directing, besides the practical effects, besides the soundtrack, which is an amazing soundtrack, I love the writing and I love the characters.
Yes.
You had characters that you really cared for.
Chris Sarandon. Loved Chris Sarandon in this movie.
Jerry Dandridge. He's the villain of the story, but he also has a heart. Like he's not your typical vampire.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when he confronts Charlie, he warns him. He's like, I'll leave you alone. I'm giving you a chance. Just leave me alone. And Charlie doesn't do it. And so Jerry was like, fool. Now
I'm going to kill you. Yeah.
Like, he was giving him a chance. Forget me, Charlie. Forget you saw everything. And he didn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Nope. He wanted to be the hero.
But he also had I really think he's one of the best vampires because, again, he had emotion. He cared. You know, his love for Amy, the girl that looked like his past love that he had. Charlie and Amy. I mean, great chemistry on screen.
Evil Ed.
Evil Ed. I was going to say Evil Ed. I was going to save that for last. Evil Ed. You know, again, a character that winds up being a vampire in the end, but just wanted to be loved.
That laugh.
Oh.
Love it.
You know, his dinner's in the oven. But he was a character that wanted to be loved. I know I'm kind of getting sentimental here and a little emotional, but the characters in Fright Night, the writing in Fright Night. I mean,
Jay, you have no idea how much that means because I love we watched a movie. Those guys are Mike and Jay are awesome. That means a lot.
I love them. I love them.
I
love we watch a movie.
Yeah, that means a lot. Those guys kick ass. I watch all of their stuff religiously. So thank you for that.
Them. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and honestly, Jay, it has evolved over the past few months. When we first started, we were a little more timid. And now that we've talked so much more, we get a little raunchy in here. Okay. We get a little,
we do.
You know, we do. But
spark some controversy, which is
yeah. Oh yeah, we do.
But yeah, Fright Night, going back. Oh, and I gotta mention, this is a movie that I can quote all the time. And people are probably like, Justin, stop quoting Fright Night. One of my favorite moments in the movie has to be when Amy comes down to the basement as Vampire Amy.
Yeah.
And again, you kind of have a little bit of an emotional moment here between her and Charlie because Charlie told her he was going to protect her, and he couldn't protect her. He couldn't protect his best friend, but the love of his life he could not protect.
Yep.
And I love the moment where she comes down, she's talking to him. She turns around and she says, Charlie, you promised you wasn't going to get me. You promised. And then that big reveal happens where her face just turns and there's this big mouth. That scared me as a kid. And I know people like to say it's a comedy as well. And yes, there's some humor in it. But for me as a kid, it always scared me.
Oh, Taylor. Yes, it is good. And if you ask Justin, it's really good.
Yes.
And if you ask Piz Owl will tell you that it's better than part 1.
Oh, see, I've not heard anybody say it's better than part 2 or better than part 1.
Correct. I believe that is who it. I believe it's Piz. I believe Piz has said that.
Fright Night Part 2, I rented more at the video store than anything. What?
1031. You got to get on this right now.
Oh, watch it tonight. If you can find it on streaming, just watch it.
Oh, don't worry, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you,
Jay. We'll keep it up, and we appreciate the support. Thanks for the sub, and hey, we love when you guys are in the chat and you guys interact with us because we have a freaking blast. And Wes, you're absolutely right. You can't talk horror movies without a little raunchy sprinkled in there, a little bit.
Of course, you have to. Yeah,
you have to.
Dinner's in the oven.
All right, guys. 1986. 1986.
By the way, Jay can encourage us. Triple feature. He can. I agree, John. Fright Night Part 2 needs more love. Of course, I'm going to talk about it. Wait and see.
You're absolutely right. 1986, Justin. This was a year that I wrote quite a few down.
Me too.
Oh my God. Hey, Jill. Guys, Jill's here.
Jill.
Hey, Jill.
Oh, it's okay.
We are getting into 86 right now. So welcome. You are all jerks. Let's go for it. 1986. These are the movies that hello, son. These are the movies that I wrote down. Maximum Overdrive. That is a movie that does not get talked about a lot. That really freaked me out as a kid. Hey, buddy, go watch Mickey Mouse, please. Thank you. The Fly.
Ooh,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Aliens, which I would say Aliens is more action, sci-fi action, whereas Alien is more horror, but it was technically under horror, so I put Aliens. Poltergeist 2. Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason lives because he got electrocuted with lightning. Yeah, that's why he lives, guys. Psycho 3.
Ooh, that's cool.
Oh, baby. Out of this list, what am I picking? Okay, so let me know in the chat really quick, guys. Do you consider Aliens horror? I know Alien. Alien, a lot of people say, yes, horror. Aliens. For me, no. No. I think this is more sci-fi action. Alien, yes. If we're talking the best movie on this list, it's Aliens. Yes, Alan, Night of the Creeps as well, 86.
I love Night of the Creeps.
So best movie on the list, Aliens.
Wow.
My personal favorite horror.
Oh, okay.
On this list. Well, I mean, one of these. It's between Friday the 13th Part 6 and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
What are you gonna pick? I'm kind of curious.
I'm gonna go with what I know Justin's gonna pick. Jason Lives. I'm going with Friday the 13th Part 6. Jason Lives. Because I thought, and again, guys, I absolutely know that it is super zany and cheesy and off the wall, but it knew it was that and it embraced it, and I love that about the movie. So I am going Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. But I will say, as I said, if we're calling Aliens a horror movie, which I don't think it's a horror movie, it would be the best one on the list for me. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, right there. I mean, right there. I mean, Chop Top, Caroline Williams, give me all of it, inject it into my veins. So yeah, I'm going Friday the 13th Part 6. Justin, hit me with 86.
So 1986. I agree that Aliens is more of an action movie, but it also has horror movie elements. And it was on the list of movies when I was looking this up. So I put Aliens on the list. David Cronenberg's The Fly. Love it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Part 2. Night of the Creeps. Absolutely love it. Friday the 13th Part 6. Jason Lives. April Fool's Day, which quite underrated. I love that.
Because nobody dies.
Don't spoil it. Maybe someone's be like, what?
Guys, if you haven't seen April Fool's Day yet, I'm sorry.
Some person's going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Critters, which I don't think you put Critters on your list, did you?
I did not. And you want to know why?
Why? You've never seen it. Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's not by lack of not being able to. I've literally passed it up on HBO Max like 50 times.
Watch it. It's a hoot.
I know.
It's a hoot. The Hitcher, Rutger Hauer. Please say you've seen that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I was reading what Alan put in the chat. Pentagram.
My heart dropped a little bit. I was like, I hope he's seen it.
I've seen it.
By the way, guys, again, I go back and forth between the chats, so I'll read you guys' comments in a second. But Killer Party. I love Killer Party. Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
No False Metal. Love it. Poltergeist 2. Let me in.
That dude's terrifying.
He's terrifying.
Yep.
Witchboard.
Oh.
Of course. Love it. And Psycho 3. So what did I pick, guys?
I know.
What did I pick?
It's got to be Friday Part 6 because it's your favorite Friday movie.
But is it my one I picked off this list?
I don't know.
I went back and forth quite a bit, guys. Quite a bit. And in my hearts of hearts, it's Friday 13th Part 6. So.
Yep, I knew it. You couldn't fool me.
I mean, it was very close between that and Witchboard, though, because Witchboard, for me, that's scary. Like, that's a good, scary 80s movie right there. Rest in peace, Tawny Katane. I love her.
Yes, Sam, we both forgot From Beyond.
I almost wrote it down, and I was like, I was like, there were so many movies, guys, so many of
Yeah.
them, but I love
There are a lot in that year.
so many.
Wait till we get to 88, though.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Jill asked earlier what our picks were for the previous years. Jill, if you're in here, Justin and I both went with The Fog for 1980.
Yep.
I went with The Evil Dead for 81. What'd you go with for 81? American Werewolf in London. For 82, I went with Halloween 3.
I went Poltergeist.
For 83, I went Sleepaway Camp.
I went Christine.
84, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Same here. Twinsies.
Yes. And then 85, Twinsies again, Fright Night.
Fright Night. So that's 3. That's 3 that we picked the same. Oh, and then Jason Lives. There we go.
Yep. And then now Jason Lives. Yep.
I mean,
so
here's the thing. If I'm gonna pick a
hey, Alan's mad at you, Justin.
Why?
Because you forgot Deadly Friend.
Deadly Friend, I almost picked it. It was right there close, Alan. So close, Alan. I love Deadly Friend, though. I mean, such a great movie. And it does not get enough love. So I almost picked it. Again, I could have picked a whole list of 86 movies. But I love Deadly Friend. Don't get me wrong.
And I will say, guys, we're really getting into... I think the back half of the 80s was the best, in my opinion, because there's a lot over these next few years that we have to talk about. And we're going to jump head first into 1987 right now.
Yes.
1987. Yes, I did. I did pick Sleepaway Camp, Joe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
That.
I know. She didn't expect it. I am mysterious.
Triple feature. I kind of love Twinsies too. I'm just saying.
Yes, it's Twinsies now. The Lost Boys.
Oh, yes.
Hellraiser. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Dream Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Dead 2. Salem's Lot. House. The Second Story. Jay, gotta go, but I got you guys. Notify on. I'll be sure to watch the whole video. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Much
Jay.
love from South Carolina. Much love from Ohio and Kentucky from Justin and I.
Thank you, Jay.
Can't wait to see you in here weekly when we do these, man. I really appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay, so this is hard. The Lost Boys and Salem's Lot in 1 year. Two of my favorite vampire movies.
I have to mention real quick, Salem's Lot was 1979.
Why did it say 87?
You picked Return. I think you were going Return to Salem's Lot.
Oh my God! Yeah, sorry. Return to Salem's Lot. God, what? I can't read my chicken scratch. If you guys, it's chicken scratch.
Okay. You're okay.
And I did this at like 3 a.m. last night. And Hellraiser, obviously. Now, the first 3 Hellraiser movies are pretty good. After that, you just drank a whole thing of juice, buddy. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and Evil Dead 2 are both right. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and Evil Dead 2 are both right there for me. This is hard. But I have to go with my heart. I have to. And we're in 87, 1031. I am going to go with Evil Dead 2. It's my favorite Evil Dead film.
Wow.
And it's hard. It's hard because The Lost Boys, fantastic. Hellraiser, fantastic. Dream Warriors, fantastic. Evil's Dead 2, fantastic. But I'm going Evil Dead 2. What's up, John? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, John?
Parent, yes, I know, right? I'm not letting him drink all the juice he wants. Yeah, I'm going Evil Dead 2. Justin, why don't you start 87?
All right, so The Lost Boys, of course, 87. When you think 87, I think The Lost Boys. Nick, I am shocked and surprised. Prince of Darkness, John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
Oh, I know it came out in that year, and I like it, but I don't like it as much as some of the movies I named.
I forgive you. That beautiful face of yours, I'll forgive you. There you go. Hellraiser, of course. You gotta Hellraiser, 1987, amazing. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, sorry. I consider this to be a horror movie, but The Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
The Monster Squad.
Ooh.
Love it. Evil Dead 2, Stage Fright, underrated giallo slasher movie. Near Dark, the other vampire film that came out in 1987, very underrated. The Gate, The Stepfather, and Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2.
Ooh.
So, what did I pick for 1987? It was a toss-up between Evil Dead 2 and The Lost Boys.
He's going Lost Boys.
I'm going Lost Boys.
Yep.
Evil Dead 2 is great. I love it.
Sister.
But The Lost Boys. You got a fantastic soundtrack. Like you were belting out the Cry Little Sister.
No, I was actually singing it very quietly and my voice cracked. So it wasn't good. It wasn't great, guys.
Cry Little Sister. Which I don't have a great voice either, but I imagine that I do. So great soundtrack. Love the cast. This was kind of like Fright Night, just like a different type of vampire film that was coming out. I love this movie so much. Kiefer Sutherland, great in this movie. Jamie Gertz, I love Jamie Gertz.
Mm-hmm. Corey Feldman.
The two Corys, Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. Rest in peace, Corey Haim.
Yep.
And then probably one of my crushes of all time, Jason Patrick. So he can wear those sunglasses all the time, and I melt. But like Lost Boys, though, as a kid, it scared me when you first see their reveal of their vampire faces when they're about ready to kill that group of people. It's pretty creepy. But yeah, I love The Lost Boys. Like when I thought 1987, there were so many movies that came out in 1987 that are just great and considered classics. But for me, it's The Lost Boys, hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
The Lost Boys, Hellraiser, Dream Warriors, Evil Dead 2. Dude, 87 was loaded. Let's see really quick.
I agree. Jason Patrick.
What's up, really Adam? Good. How you doing, Adam?
What's going
do you guys
on,
know
Adam?
The app? Yes, I am familiar with the app Cameo. Yep. Yeah, I am too. Do you guys think Lost Boys deserves a good remake, or leave it alone?
Leave it alone. You just can't capture. They tried doing sequels, and I can watch the sequels, but leave it alone. Leave it alone.
That's one of those movies. That movie is a bona fide classic. It doesn't need to be touched. Now, I will say, Taylor, I would watch a remake of it. I'm someone that's open-minded to remakes. I always have been. I don't just poo-poo a remake just because it's a remake. But in my opinion, I just don't think it needs one. So, But don't worry, Jill. They will remake it.
I hope not. Let's not remake. They tried doing a TV show, and we have not seen anything about this TV show. Like they made a pilot episode, and they had to go back and recast people, redirect it, and it just kind of got lost somewhere. It got lost. Yeah, there we go. I agree. Triple feature. Do not touch The Lost Boys. Do not. They tried doing it with Fright Night, and the remake's okay, but it's not the original Fright Night.
It doesn't need to be touched, but it wants to be touched. That's what Sam says. That's probably true. We're all in that boat sometimes, Sam. All of us.
So, but yes, I see some love for good old Jason Patrick in there, and yes.
And Evan wanted to throw in there Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
Hey, that's super fun. Super fun.
Well, guys, guess what?
What?
The year's 1988. Mama Ryan has just given birth to our friend Justin.
Yes.
He graced the world with his presence. It's 1988. And with Justin came arguably one of the best years in horror. ever.
Did
And why do I say that? Well, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Hellraiser 2. Gremlins 2. Poltergeist 3. Child's Play. Night of the Demons. Beetlejuice. It goes on and on and on. 88 was a year. Oh, yeah. Killer Clowns. It just a banger of a year. Banger of a year. Wow. Beetlejuice. I don't know if anybody heard anything about this. When I was on vacation, my little brother was like, "Oh yeah, I read a report that they officially got everyone to come back for Beetlejuice Part 2." I don't know if that's true or not. Did anybody hear that?
I'm hearing rumors off and on. Some people say it's happening, and some people say it's a rumor. So
Yeah.
But I would be really excited if they do.
Night of the Demons. I know Justin loves him some Night of the Demons.
I do.
Halloween 4. A fantastic return for Michael Myers.
Yes, it is.
And Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Your first glimpse of comedy Freddy, really. Return of the Living Dead 2. Hellraiser 2. Gremlins 2. Poltergeist 3. All really solid sequels.
Mm-hmm.
But what am I going with? Well, you know, guys, I recently just became eligible today for monetization. So that's exciting.
Congratulations.
And I don't care if once they're monetized, this video can't be monetized, but I have to say this just because of the movie I'm picking. And for 1988, I am picking my guy. Don't fuck with the Chuck. Child's Play, 1988. Absolutely. I have to do it. I can't not do it. It's Child's Play. It's Child's Play. I see people talking about the Blob remake. Yes, another great movie. Great movie.
It is.
Man, 88 was loaded. Justin, you came into the world and you brought some great films with you. But
thank you, kind sir. Thank you.
I am going with Chuckster. Justin, Ryan, take it away. Your birth year.
I mean, yes, I was born in 1988. That's the best thing about 1988. I was born.
Absolutely, Jill.
I don't. Oh, what'd she say? What happened here? What's going on?
She's quoting Chucky.
I love it. I love it, Jill. But yes. Yeah, I was born that year. I was born the year of the horror movie sequels, apparently. There's a lot of sequels that came out that year. So my list. Night of the Demons. Of course I had to add that. I love that. At first I thought that was 1987, then I had to go re-look it up, and it was 1988.
Mm-hmm.
Child's Play. I mean, it was the birth of Chucky. Love it. The Blob remake. Absolutely love that movie. Maniac Cop. Great movie there. John Carpenter's They Live.
Oh.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Phantasm 2. Poltergeist 3.
Justin loves him some Poltergeist 3.
I do. I think it's extremely underrated. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Friday the 13th, Part 7, A New Blood. Hellbound Hellraiser 2. Bad Dreams. And Fright Night Part 2. So, this was actually a tough year for me.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of sequels come out. Every one of these movies I named off, I love. I love them all. I did not pick Child's Play. I'm just going to let you know. But,
oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. It was a close second. Close second. I'm going Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
I knew it.
Now, hear me out, though. Child's Play, that might be my favorite of the franchise. It beats out some of the sequels, but I love Child's Play. Absolutely love it. But Halloween 4, like I'm going through my list. I'm like, guys, I haven't picked a Halloween movie yet. I have to talk Halloween. So Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I will say this right now. We had 3 of those comeback movies in the Halloween franchise. We had Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween H2O, and Halloween 2018. I am going to say Halloween 4 is definitely the best comeback movie
Probably.
for Michael Myers. Yeah, he's mine. You know,
You just got a
Halloween
crush
4
on
is.
Michael Myers. You like that white mask.
I do. I'm like, Michael Myers. Um, but yeah, Halloween 4. I know some people love it, some people don't love it. But for me, yeah, Danielle Harris, Jamie Lloyd, she's one of the best child actors we've had. Um, Ellie Cornell as Rachel, underrated, underrated. I love me some Ellie Cornell. Donald Pleasance is great in it. It was great to see a return from him. How he survived the fire, I do not know, but he did. He survived the fire in Halloween 2.
We don't ask
Um,
questions.
we don't. We just go along with it. I'm like, I love you, Donald Pleasance. Rest in peace. The third act of the movie, when they are in the house, and trapped in the house, I love it. It's eerie. It's creepy. It's great. Perfect Halloween atmosphere.
See
I
you
love it.
1031. Bummer you have
Bye,
to leave.
1031. Have a good night, bud. But yeah, the only thing about Halloween 4 I don't like is the mask. I think the mask is not one of the best. That poster totally lied to everybody when they went to go see Halloween 4, and they were like, "Wait a minute, where's that mask?" And the kills. I love the kills. I think the kills are
Don't you
great
just
in this movie
love?
too.
We've talked about this before. Don't you just love Rachel at the top of the steps in the attic? Leave us alone. Like,
God, leave us
why don't
alone.
you just tell him where you are? Like, just. And maybe if
And
you
then,
ask him to leave you alone, he's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna leave you alone because you asked.
and then you got some great lines in this movie. I don't want to cuss. I'm not going to cuss. I'm going to be good and not cuss. But
Fuck off, Wade.
you know where I was going with that. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that scene. He's not going to
Besides,
do it. He's not going to do it.
I got a right to do what's best for me. Don't you mean what you do best?
You do best.
Burn.
What does she say? What do you mean?
Wise up to what men want, Rachel. Or Brady won't be the
uh,
last guy you lose to another woman.
have some coffee.
Yep.
And then, of course, you got, after that whole argument, oh, good, Kelly Meekler. She goes, after good old Rachel and Brady have an argument, Brady, are you coming in or what? And what does Brady do?
I will say, though, if I was Brady, I would have chosen Kelly Meeker, too, over Ellie Cornell. I would have. But you know what? Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right at all, Brady.
Make it right. No,
and then Brady had to die. So,
Kelly Meeker
justice for Bucky. Absolutely, Joe.
There we go. Justice for Bucky. Yes. But I love Kelly Meekler's death. That shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
How about some MTV while we wait for the cavalry?
Yeah. Halloween 4. We could go on all night about Halloween 4, guys.
Oh, and we got to talk about the rooftop scene. I mean, that's great, too.
Yeah, and the fact that Ellie Cornell literally split her stomach open on a nail because she slid. And then they were like, "Oh, we got to take care of this." She's like, "No, let's get the shot. Let's finish this first." That's a trooper right there.
That is a trooper. And I will say this too, the best thing I remember, and I love how Ellie Cornell in one of the interviews, she talked about one of the things she does not like about Halloween 4 is the line where her and Danielle run out of the school. And he's
inside. Jesus, where?
In the school. She's like, duh. She's like, I just ran out of the school.
Every time I watch the movie, I'm like, where did you think she was talking about?
In the school.
Oh my God.
And by the way, I saw somebody said Brady's a babe. Brady was a babe. Okay. Yes. I will say this. Good old Brady. You had a good girl there, Rachel. She was a good girl. I loved her. She was a good girl. But you decided, you were like, if I'm not gonna do the dirty deed, dirty deed, there we go, dirty deed with good old Rachel, I'm gonna have to get it somewhere else. So Kelly was the other one. So.
Yeah.
But I do love Kelly. I mean, Kelly was a mean girl. Yes, she was a mean girl. But I love Kelly, and I love Kathleen Kidmont. She's fantastic. So I loved her.
Well, 88, Justin's birth year. We got quite deep into that one. And now
we did. We got
we're
quite
rounding
deep.
out the 80s. 1989.
Oh, you know what? I need a horror movie title. Justin Ryan, The Birth of Him, or something like that. I don't know. Ryan 1988, The Birth of Him.
We're doing
something like that.
It's going to be a fan. You guys are funding it, okay? We're going to create the GoFundMe after this, okay?
GoFundMe. It's gonna happen. There we go.
89 brought us. We do, Joe. We love it deep. The deeper, the better.
Talking deep. Deep thoughts, deep conversations.
89 brought us Shocker. A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child.
Oh, yeah.
Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Pet Cemetery. Puppet Master. And Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. And those are the 6 that I wrote for 89. Now, what am I going to pick? Okay, Puppet Master is really fun. Pet Cemetery is a classic. Jason Takes Manhattan, not one of my favorites, but it has enjoyment. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, not a big fan. Shocker, very underrated. Very underrated. I think it's a good movie. But I haven't done this yet. I haven't picked a Halloween movie yet.
Oh my gosh, you have not.
It ends now. Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Drops the
for the win from 1989. That's right.
Dropped it. It dropped. That mic dropped.
And I will say, Pet Cemetery is a better movie. It's better made. It's had a I don't know, but I'm going Halloween 5. I'm going Halloween 5.
I'm seeing a lot of 0, 0, 0 in the comment.
Yeah, I think Catman is saying no.
Oh, okay.
Very dramatically.
Okay. O's. Everybody's going O's. Hey, guys. It's okay.
My son closed himself in his room. Hold on. Go ahead and start with your list, Justin.
No, he really did. Like, I thought, like, you were, like, he was, like, devastated that you picked Halloween 5. Okay, guys. So, 1989. My first pick, Pet Cemetery. First pick was Pet Cemetery. I literally thought you were joking when you said he closed himself in his room.
No, he plays with the door all the time, and
I thought it was because you picked Halloween 5. He's like, I can't deal with you right now.
Maybe, who knows?
Hey, I want to say this though. Halloween 5, I love The Revenge of Michael Myers. So, I mean, underrated. So I love it. We've talked about this. We both love it. Underrated movie. But yeah, Pet Sematary was the first one on 1989. Puppet Master, which is a great one. Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. I love it. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Yes, it's a classic. Yes, I'm saying this right now. Dropping that mic. I don't have a mic, but if I did, I would drop it. Intruder, which is a great slasher movie. Shocker, which is a great Wes Craven movie. A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, which I really enjoy that movie. Danny Hassel. I love me some Dan. He was in Dream Master more, but, you know, he's still in this one. Amityville 4, Evil Escapes. Ghostbusters 2, which, not really a horror movie, but I was like, okay, it's on the list. I'll put it on here. And The Horror Show, a.k.a. House 3, which is just super fun. Super fun movie. So what did I pick for 1989? So 1989 was a very interesting year.
Very interesting.
My pick was Friday the 13th.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm going Pet Cemetery. Of course,
Okay.
I'm going Pet Cemetery. But
I can respect that.
Hey, I got to tell you something. My Halloween 5, I almost picked. I was very close to picking Halloween 5. I'm not lying. I almost picked Halloween 5 because I thought that one doesn't get enough love. I love Halloween 5. But Pet Cemetery, for me, we closed, the decade off with a great movie. And it still creeps me out today. I'm not gonna lie. Every once in a while, I have to fast forward the Zelda scenes because she comes in my dreams sometimes, and I hear her voice and I get goosebumps. Yeah, I love Pet Cemetery. I know some people say that they don't love it. Some people don't like it. I'm like, for me, I love it. I think it is such a great Stephen King adaptation. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite adaptation by Stephen King. Just absolutely love it. Miko Hughes, adorable Miko Hughes in that movie. It's always sad when we know he's gonna die, and the scene
that
where
shoe in the road, the shoe in the road.
But you know what gets me too, though? It's Lewis like on the ground screaming.
Mm-hmm.
That whole scene, and I always think like if Lewis had not fallen, because he falls right before he gets his son. You got to think of stuff. Sometimes I think of stuff like that, kind of like a fate thing. Like if he had not fallen and tripped, he would have got him. Yeah, that scene gets me. But I overall love the acting, characters. Yes, good old Ellie Creed, not the best child actor.
I saw Jill put something in the chat about Gage. And I want to tell you guys something that really messes with me in this movie. And it still messes with me. And maybe it's because I have a baby. I mean, he's not really a baby anymore. He's a toddler. But when Lewis basically euthanizes him, and he's going, no fair. And he is stumbling and falls over. It breaks my heart. I mean, breaks my heart. And I don't know why, because he's a reanimated corpse and a killing machine. But it's a little baby. And it just breaks my heart when that happens. Same thing with the shoe in the road. Same thing at his funeral. Just that movie's deep.
It is deep. The scene you talk about, the no fair scene. You know what gets me the most is the fact that this father has to put his son down.
Yep.
And you see like the camera shot of Lewis Creed and tears are building up because he's looking at his son and he realizes this is not his son, but it's like you're looking at your son and you have to do this. You have to make this choice. It's very sad. We're getting deep here, but we got to when it comes to Pet Cemetery. There's some deep stuff in this movie. And then, of course, a couple other things. I love the last moment in this movie where Rachel comes in and she's dead and she goes, "Darling," and just an ending that. And then, of course, the Ramones, Pet Cemetery. You got to mention the Ramones.
I don't want to be buried
in the Pet Cemetery.
I will tell you guys right now, if there's one thing that there's one thing I didn't like about the remake of Pet Cemetery, it's that it didn't hold the emotional weight like this one did. And part of that is just because I felt like they played it too safe in some areas where they shouldn't have. And one of those is the what's it called? When Ellie, spoiler alert, guys, if you haven't seen the remake of Pet Sematary, when it's Ellie and not Gage, you don't get hit by a semi and look totally fine. Totally fine. I mean, they showed her body. You didn't have to show the body because they didn't show it with Gage in the original, and it made it just as powerful. But in this one, they go, okay, we're going to show the body. Maybe that'll rile up some feelings in people. But she looked fine. It makes no sense. If you got hit by a semi like that, you're not going to look like that. And then also, it was just, you don't get to see Lewis's like descent into madness like you do in 89. It's like his kid dies and almost immediately he's like, all right, burying him in the pet cemetery. Whereas in the original, you see some time go by and you see Lewis struggle with like feeling guilty and watching his family fall apart. And so I think that, guys, like I said, Pet Sematary is probably the best movie from 89. It really is. And the movie is, dude, it tugs at your heartstrings and it's sad. But damn it, I love it. I love it. I went Halloween 5 because it's one of my favorite Halloween movies because it was the first Halloween movie I ever saw. Yes. So it holds a special place in my heart. It's not a better film than Pet Sematary, but it's a great movie. I just love it. I just love it. It's so 80s. It's not even funny, and I love it.
Hey, we were close to being twinsies. I almost picked Halloween 5 just for Halloween 5.
That's just because you're a cheating whore, Justin. So you know.
I am one.
But so I can't stress enough how messed up Pet Sematary makes me. That movie will forever haunt my dreams. And Zelda's a big part of that too.
So I got to do this. I'm sorry if this freaks anybody out. You ready for this?
Do it.
Rachel, I'll get you. Gage will get you. I had to do
Oh my god. Oh, that dude, she's so scary.
Oh my gosh.
And she's not scary in the remake.
No, here's the thing about the remake. I really enjoy that remake. I'm very close to loving it. I think, and this is my opinion, because I've read the book, and I think that Rachel Creed in the remake, even though I love Rachel in the original movie, Denise Crosby, I believe, she's great in it. But I think the one positive thing about that remake is they really did such a great job with Rachel Creed.
Amy Seimetz.
Love her as an actress. She did a great job. She was one of the highlights of that movie. I think they did a lot more with Rachel, and I loved it. One of the missed opportunities was Zelda. I mean, I was hearing rumors that when they had to go do reshoots, they originally did not have Zelda in this, but I think the studio was like, we need Zelda in this movie. And I think Zelda was the last thing on their mind. So they went and they shot some scenes with her. But yeah, it did not have an impact. Like, Zelda did not have an impact in that movie. In the book, she's terrifying. In the original movie, she's terrifying. And they did not do anything with Zelda too much in that remake. I love the twist. I think, do a twist like that. Instead of Gage, it is Ellie. Great twist. In the trailer, why'd you show it though? You what?
I was just letting Jill know. Probably she wants to know if we're going to do 70s horror next week.
That would be cool.
Let's do it. And then we'll end that. We'll take a break from that after the 70s. There's a lot of great 70s horror. I wonder what's going to win 1978 for me. But yeah, we'll do 70s next week. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do 70s next week. But
J-Dev, what's up, brother? He said he met Danielle Harris on Saturday. Awesome.
Super nice.
I'm jealous. I'm very jealous. But I feel like if I met Danielle Harris, I would just propose to her, and it'd be really awkward. And I'm obviously kidding, but I love me some Danielle Harris.
I love her too. She's awesome. But what were we going? Yes. So Pet Cemetery, though, I think one of the other mishaps with that remake is that they showed the twists in the trailer. Like, I would have left that alone. Like, you don't need to show everything in a trailer, and I feel like that was such a missed opportunity. Like, why did you show what would have been a great twist? You think it's Gage, and then it's not Gage.
Yep.
That would have been great. But anyway,
Yeah, that's
1989.
that was 89, guys, and guess what? That's the 80s. That's the 80s.
That is the 80s.
The golden age of horror. I mean, point blank, let's just call it like it is. The 80s is probably the best decade. It's got just, I mean, it's got so many bangers. It really, really, really does. I know Justin and I are both big fans of the 80s. Justin said it's his favorite. It's probably my favorite decade as well. Jill, we've done 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
2000s, yeah.
Gotta
do the 70s.
Yeah, we can do the 70s. Before the 70s, it wouldn't really be a point in doing anything earlier than the 70s because that's when it really kicked off. And we will eventually do 2010 to 2020 as well.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that's the 80s. But don't worry, guys, this isn't over yet. Don't think, oh well, it's time to get on out of here. First of all, smash that like button.
Yes,
you're sitting there. You're sitting there right now. You're watching our faces on this screen. That like button's right there. Why don't you smash it? Take it, smash it, spank that like button. And let's chat a little bit. We're gonna open it up for a little 80s horror Q&A. Any type of 80s movie you want to talk about? Any 80s horror movie? Do you have a question about one? If we've seen one, what we think of one, just a comment about an 80s horror movie that you love. Let's open it up. Let's
talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's chat. I know a lot of you guys, just like Justin and I, love the 80s. So let us hear it. Jill says, I spanked that like button so hard it's red. That's right. And even if it's red, it can still take it. Okay. So just letting you guys know, she made it red, but you guys can add a slap on there too, okay?
Scatterbrain, are you saying you're not a fan of Pet Cemetery 2? Because Pet Cemetery 2 from 94 is great. Justin needs to cut ice in the back of his for some Pet Cemetery 2 love. Are we talking the remake? Because
I think he's talking Pet Cemetery 2.
I love Pet Cemetery 2. Dead is better.
Okay, Jill, we will go ahead and talk real quick about Silent Night, Deadly Night. I love Silent Night, Deadly Night. I also really enjoy the remake with Malcolm McDowell.
I love that remake. That's a great.
And you know what's funny? I was at FYE today, and like I said, there's a video of that coming on Friday, ladies and gentlemen, of my little shopping vlog. Some horror pickups I got. I also may or may not have gotten a giant Halloween 6 poster today in the mail.
Love it.
Yeah, but I almost bought the Scream Factory Silent Night, Deadly Night because I don't have that edition. However, it was like $34.99 at FYE, and I'm like, there is no way. Now, if I go online and I can't find it for cheaper, then yeah, I'll go right back to FYE and buy it for that price. But it was the same way. They had Friday the 13th Part 2 Steelbook for $22.99 a couple weeks ago, and then I got it at Target for $13.99. So hold out for a better price. But you know,
wait, the Steelbook was how much for Part 2?
Hold on. Go ahead and talk, guys. Hold on, something just happened.
All right, I'm looking at these comments, guys. Chopping Mall, Rudy. I love Chopping Mall. Very much so. Scatterbrain. Okay, you love Pet Cemetery too. I love it as well. I think it's underrated 90s movie. I love that. I know. Jill, I hope his son's okay. I hope he's okay. Talk about the best horror movie music video, Thriller. Well, Ben, I will mention that to Nick when he gets back, because that might be a good conversation. I love that music video. The Stuff. You know, triple feature, I like the stuff. It's not one of my favorites though.
He's fine.
Is he okay?
Don't worry, Joe. Oh yeah,
Is he okay?
he was just scared. I think my dog was
Aw.
trying to get something and knocked all of his toys over, and it scared him. He's fine.
Okay, so real quick, Ben asked, "What do we think of Michael Jackson's Thriller, being that it came from the '80s?" I love that.
I love Thriller.
Oh my gosh, it scared
My
me as a kid.
mom's maiden name is Miller, so her name is Kim Miller, and she had a boyfriend in high school when that song came out that would say, "No one can escape the evil of Kim Miller."
Really?
Yeah, and like she still says that when that song comes on. Wes, Christmas horror movie ranking will be coming in December.
Yes.
We will be doing that in December. I want to let you guys know we're going to capitalize on the times of year for sure. In the fall, we're going to do Halloween watch alongs, trick or treat watch along. We're going to talk favorite, Halloween movies, October movies, all that type of stuff. We'll do the same thing around Christmas time. Yeah, it's definitely we'll definitely capitalize on that. The time of year is just going to be we'll be doing it. Let's see.
What's an underrated '80s horror that doesn't get enough talk?
Well, also Antonis asked, "What's the worst '80s horror movie in our opinion? Like our least favorite '80s horror movies." I want to go back to that real quick. Justin, what do you think yours would be?
'80s horror movie, but terrible '80s horror movie. Again, guys, I try to block this stuff out of my mind.
Yeah, I honestly can't think it off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are plenty that are bad.
I mean, I'll go and just say this. I know it has some love, but I'm not a big fan. But I have not seen it in a very long time, guys. Sorority House Massacre 2, I think. Yeah, I didn't like that one. That was like when we got into the late '80s, and I was like, ugh. So I'm gonna go that. I will go that.
It's hard for me to think off the top of my head with it, honestly. I'd have to get back to you on that, Antonis, because I don't want to say something off, out of nowhere, and then just and then be like, oh my God, why didn't I put this one or that one? So, but Ben, your question about underrated horror, that '80s horror that doesn't get talked about as much as it should. Well, I mean, one that we talked about earlier, I think that it's gathering a cult following now, and I'm one of the people that is part of that now because I wasn't introduced to it till recently. But I think Sleepaway Camp is very underrated. I personally think Halloween 3 is very underrated. I think Freddy's Revenge is very underrated. What about you, Justin?
I'm gonna go with 2 Wes Craven movies. Well, 3 Wes Craven movies. Deadly Blessing. I love that. Deadly Friend, which I think's great. I think it's such a great one. I hope it gets a Blu-ray one day. Please, somebody release that on Blu-ray. And I also like Hills of Eyes Part 2. So I also like Hills of Eyes Part 2. I know it's kind of cheesy, but I do like some Hills of Eyes Part 2. But like you mentioned some great ones. Halloween 3 is underrated. I'm glad it's getting more love now than it did again when I first saw it, which was, back in the mid 2000s when I could not even find it on DVD, so I had to record it on recorded VHS tape.
Yeah, that's
green. I'm doing great, Isaiah. I'm doing great today. Thank you for asking. I hope you're having a great day, buddy. Deadly Friend. I've seen some comments there. What else do we got here? Oh, H4 or H5, which mask is better, Nick? What do you think's the better Michael Myers mask?
Neither one's good. If you ask me which one I thought was creepier, it's 5. I think 5's is creepier because it's got a mean look to it. He just looks angry. The 5 mask looks very angry. So I would say 5, but I will say neither one is good. So
yeah.
And then P About Facts said, what was it? What P About Facts say? I want to get this right. Justin said it earlier.
Which one?
Hello, Mary Lou. Prom night 2. Yeah, Justin likes prom night 2. Yeah.
Are you going live tonight? Yes, I am, Jill. 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I will be live. It's going to be a Q&A.
He's not going live. Justin isn't. No, he's not going live. That's not.
I'm going live. I'm going live, shirtless and all, baby. Just kidding.
And triple feature. I actually like Loomis and Halloween 5. I think it makes sense that he was pretty much gone mentally by then. So he's kind of a villain. Yeah, absolutely. Which actor or actress is the MVP of 80s horror?
Ooh. I'm going to go. I'm just going to say Jamie Lee Curtis.
This is hard. Heather Langenkamp.
Really?
She's just one off the top of my head. Oh yeah, double dose of Justin. Yeah, there you go, Jill. Enjoy your double dose of Justin. I'll be there too, Justin. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
Because Jamie Lee was only in Halloween 2 in 81, but she did do a lot of horror in 81.
She did a lot. She did a lot.
Stop. I told you not to mess with that. Go watch Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Linnea Quigley and Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins.
Jill.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's up, Dennis? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. Jamie Lee definitely is up there, though. She did a lot of horror in the 80s.
Yes. Oh, Linnea Quigley, though. I mean, that's a great one, though. I didn't think about that right away, but yeah, Linnea Quigley, Tom Atkins mustache. I mean,
that's one that'll make you think. There's a lot.
Linnea Quigley, though. I can't believe I didn't think about that right away. Bruce Campbell. Yes.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hail to the king.
Shop smart. Shop smart.
I love it. Yeah. I want to see a Halloween 5 mask ranking. That would be cool.
Oh.
Now, I will say this, because that question, I'm going to go, like you said, H4 and H5, they did not have great masks, but I'm going to go H5 as well. I think Halloween 4's mask was just kind of basic, where I think the H5 mask, it's not great.
Thanks for being in here, Catman. We appreciate you, even though I had some controversial picks. I appreciate the love and support.
You did not have controversial picks, so...
I picked Halloween 5, okay? Christian still gives me crap about how much I love Halloween 5.
I love Halloween 5. Nick, you're a beautiful person. You pick your picks and you love it. That's all I got to say.
I'm proud.
There you go. Thank you so much. I will see you at the live, buddy.
Ooh, 80s horror that didn't get a sequel. Favorite one. I don't know. Well, I think I know. It's okay, Isaiah. Know. I'm having a good day, too. Thanks for asking, Isaiah. I'm just kidding, Isaiah. Just messing with you. Oh, man.
Evan, I love some Halloween 5 love. Thank you, Evan. Thank you.
Oh, what a 80s horror film that didn't get a sequel. What's my favorite? Holy crap, this is hard.
I know mine right away.
What is it?
My Bloody Valentine, Harry Warden, for me. That would have been great. Now, I will say this
The Fog, but I don't think The Fog needed a sequel, but I would say The Fog.
But, we talked about that recently, not too long ago, about sequels. And, I think The Fog, you can do a sequel now. I mean, redeem yourself from the remake, which I did see that in theaters, and
Justin loved it. It was his favorite remake.
The words in my mouth. No, I do not love that movie. I can watch it, though. I can say that.
Yes, Wes. Halloween 3 also does count as one that didn't technically get a sequel.
That's true. I'm going My Bloody Valentine. I really think that you can do kind of a story now where 40 plus years later, you have those characters in the first movie, you have their kids, they're living in this town. And even though it was revealed at the end that it was not Harry Warden, that character can come back and get revenge.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, that's a good pick. I want to ask you guys really quick in the chat. Do you want to see the two posters that I've got rolled up that
Love
aren't
it.
on the wall yet, framed. By the way, that is why everybody says this to me all the time. I'm very aware that I need to frame these, and I am doing that over the next month because I am moving. So all these bad boys will be framed. I have 2 that came in the mail already, 2 that are coming in the mail still. Halloween 4, a big one, and Halloween Kills are both coming. But I don't have Kills or Halloween 4s yet. But I mean, and I ordered them a couple weeks ago, but it said it was going to be like a month. I think it says mid-August is when they'll both be here. But let me grab the 2 in front of me that are rolled up, and I'll show you guys real quick. So let the suspense begin. Who knows? Maybe they're Rob Zombie's 31. Just kidding. Everybody,
He bought
shut up.
231 posters. He bought 231
No.
posters. He
I
was
hate
so
that
excited.
movie.
I love it. I know people hate it.
All right.
I forgot to tell you, I bought you the steelbook of it, Nick. I bought you the steelbook.
You bastards and your Rob Zombies 31 crap.
You
Okay.
love it, and you
Speaking
know
of which, did you guys hear that Rob Zombie, he posted on Instagram today that they're rebuilding the whole street. Instead, they're building like the mansion and the street for the monsters.
What?
Yep.
I love it.
In Budapest. So here's the first one. Believe it's a 27 by 40. Don't want to crinkle it.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Halloween 5.
Where did you get that? That is gorgeous.
Amazon. Like I said, she's a big girl. I'm not putting it up yet because I'm getting the frame first. And then this one came in the mail today. Christian loved this one.
I love it.
Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers.
I love that.
That is another 27 by 40. And that is another, I would call it it's a beefy bitch. It's
beautiful though.
It's a big
gorgeous.
one. Yeah.
Gorgeous, though.
And the 2 that I have coming in the mail are Halloween 4 and Halloween Kills, and they're both also the same size. So
I love it.
My new house, I'm going to have a room that is just my room. In the sense of this is where my movies will be, all my my movie paraphernalia, my posters, and I will have Rob Zombie's Halloween framed, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Halloween 2018, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween 6, Halloween Kills, and I do want to get a 1, 2, and 3 poster. I used to have a 1 poster, but I don't know if I ever want to get I don't think I'm ever going to want to get a Resurrection poster. I'm not
gonna lie. I'm gonna get one just to complete it.
I mean, maybe I will, and maybe just not display it, but
they're probably. I want you to display it. I want you to display a Halloween Resurrection poster.
Oh yeah, just right behind my face.
I want it right behind you. That way people can know.
I say that all the time about stuff. And everybody I say to, like, they always think it's funny. I'm like, oh, like I saw a spider. Oh my God. I saw a spider the other day. And I was like, damn, that spider's a beefy bitch. And like, everybody started laughing. I'm like, what? Well, I didn't think it was that funny, but yeah, we're going to make it a t-shirt. Lost River Drive-In. Lost River Drive-In. Nick likes beefy bitches. I don't know. We'll think of something, but shut up, Sam. I know you're kidding. Freaky Friday poster.
He might not be kidding. He might have one coming.
He's kidding.
I know he's kidding. I know he's kidding. He might have one coming though.
No, he has a In the Heights poster coming. That was his favorite movie of this year.
I've not seen it yet, so
that and Friday Part 5. He's
got a Rob Zombie's 31 poster.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Guys,
He bought you 2 of them. He bought you 2 Rob Zombie's 31 posters.
Do we have any other questions? Any other comments?
I need to get. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, are you guys happy that I'm back, or do you want me to go away again? You let me know.
I don't want you to go away. I was very sad last week.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I watched your solo stream last night.
Thank you.
You know, you two-timer.
I am not a two-timer.
I'm just kidding. And I will be watching. I will be watching tonight. Well, more or less, I'll probably be listening, but I'll be in the chat on your Q&A. I might ask you a couple questions. You know, but yeah, guys, I wanted to let everybody know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, today I officially crossed the plateau for monetization, which is really cool because every bit helps the channel. You know, it's it's not a ton, you know, I'm not a massive channel or anything, but it's really cool to know that you know, they have to do a review, they always do, of your channel, just to make sure you're not doing a bunch of porn or something like that, and then they'll monetize you. So it might be a little bit before you see the ads on there, but it's going to happen. That's really cool. It's been a long journey. Had I not taken like 10 years off, we would have gotten here a lot sooner. But regardless, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And again, shameless plug for the Patreon if you haven't become a patron yet. It's the Lost River Drive-In on Patreon. I posted a sleepaway camp review yesterday for patrons only, and I am posting a outtakes compilation, which I hope makes you guys laugh, because I've got some pretty cringy outtakes and colorful language on some of them. Yeah, so I'll be posting that too, and it's just $1. And you got access to all that stuff. And like I said, every little bit helps me, helps the channel. Thanks for the congrats, guys. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Matt says, I need a Friday Part 8 poster. That is a cool poster.
I need that one.
What's the most anticipated movie for this year for you guys? Well, this is simple.
Halloween Kills.
Oh, for this year. Okay. For this year, Halloween Kills. Over the next year, Halloween Kills is only number 2. Scream is my most anticipated horror movie over the next year, because
I'm excited.
we haven't seen Ghostface in almost 12 years. So,
hey, I was gonna say congratulations on your hard work, because you are killing it on your channel and your Patreon and Instagram. So keep being you.
Oh, thank you. Cat Drum says, I only sub to OnlyFans. Sorry. Hey, well, you know, we were talking about tips for nips, or nips for tips. So, you know, maybe we do that. But yeah, Scream 2022 is my most anticipated movie of the next year. But this year it's Halloween Kills, and it's without a doubt. But yeah, Wes brings up a good point. The Patreon is cheaper than a McDouble. Just saying.
That's true.
Just saying, guys. Help out your boy or get a McDouble. You know, what's more important to you? Heart disease or yeah, I said the same thing, dude. I said the same thing, William. Sorry, he's very excited.
I do not have an OnlyFans, Sam. I do not.
Oh wow, Jill, you're leaving us? Fine.
Bye, Jill. I love you, Jill.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Yeah, Jill. I'll be in the chat harassing all of you guys on Justin's stream tonight.
Are you gonna be a harasser, Nick? Are you gonna?
I'm gonna be like triple feature. I'm gonna be like Sam.
You're gonna be. Well, like I said, I think you're doing an amazing job over here. So keep doing what you're doing. Your channel's awesome. I've known you for a long time, and
I see that you're getting closer and closer to 4,000, Justin.
I am. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
This isn't all day. I do not want to make this all about me. Justin has quite the channel himself, and he's been around for a long time, and I see you making moves, buddy. I see you.
Well, here's the thing though, and I mean this, you really have kind of, I mean, this whole year I've been making videos again, but like doing this with you every Monday, and we do our live commentaries, you've really kind of brought me back to life. Is that the word I want to use? You kind of revived something that at one point I was going to leave, which was my channel. So thank you for what you do, and for, you know, just kind of again reviving things for me.
The only reason I'm a YouTuber is because of people like you. So don't worry.
Thank
You
you.
don't need to thank me. But I do appreciate that. And I'm incredibly glad that you're back because, you know, I've always really liked your stuff. And I know people enjoy these streams that we do, you know, and I think that I've watched some streams, guys, and I'm not going to mention any channels or anything like that. But I've watched some streams where it seems like some of these channels don't really interact that much with their live chat. And I don't know about you guys, you know, maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys are, you know, subs to people and you get in the live chat and they're not really as interactive. I hate that. I hate that because it's these people give you the views, give you the likes, comment on your stuff, follow you and care about what you're doing. And you know, the least you can do is care about what they have to say when you're streaming. You know what I mean? If you're not going to pay attention to what they have to say, then it doesn't really show that you care about them. And I can't overstate enough how much the horror community means to me, the YouTube horror community, and how much all my subs mean to me. You guys are more than a number to me. I mean, I've been doing this for years and I never cared about my subscriber number. I never cared about any of that stuff. Like I literally always just cared about, are there people that enjoy this stuff?
Yeah.
And if they do, then I'm happy. You know, I'm happy that I can do that for you guys because, you know, I just think of myself as a normal dude because I am. Like, I'm just a normal dude that spends way too much damn money on movies.
Same.
And knows a lot of info that, you know, who cares? Like people are like, why do you know some weird stuff? Yeah, I do. But it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, I get off the computer. I just see some of these channels and I'm not going to name some. I know some. And some of these people just don't really interact with their subs. And I'm just like, come on, like what does it take? You know, how much of your time does it take to just, you don't even have to put the comment up, but just like read it, you know, acknowledge it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm in it for, I will get you more juice. We're almost done. Please give me a break. Sorry guys. But I'm super psyched to be back. I missed Justin. I missed you guys. And I'm absolutely thrilled to be back and doing this with you guys because this is the highlight of my weeks. And I wouldn't change what I do for the world. And you guys mean everything to me. And if you guys are YouTubers as well that post your own videos, and just know you're going to find your niche group eventually. You know, you're going to find a group of people that love what you do eventually. Sometimes it's a long grind. Look at Christian. Christian has 11,000 subscribers. Guess how long that took? Stop, William, please stop. That took Christian like 10 years. He just said it's a slow grind, and I can relate to that. I mean, you can be someone that makes a bunch of clickbaity titles just to get empty subs, but don't do that. You know, be you. It's just fun. Right. And Sam, no, I'm talking in general, but you know, I never want people to care about the numbers. I never want people to care about that. Care about what you do and enjoy what you do and put your effort and your time and your passion into it, and it'll come. Like it just will. You know, Justin is a perfect example of that. He's a guy that really could, you know, years ago, he really could have just been like, oh, look at me. You know, I've got, you know, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. Like I'm growing pretty quick and stuff. But, you know, and he could have been more about the grind and the money of it all. But no, Justin posted when he wanted to post. You know, it was life first.
Yep.
And I'm glad that Justin's back because I love Justin's stuff. But yeah, it is classic William Sam. He's crazy. But that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. It's not about money. It's not about, I mean, it's cool. Like I tell you guys, yeah, I'm getting monetized because that is cool. Like YouTube wants to pay me to make videos because enough people watch my stuff. Like that's cool, but I don't care. Like I'm not like, oh my God, I have to have it. And if I don't have it, I feel incomplete in my life. Like, no, but you know, hey, I don't know. Justin's got a bigger channel than me, and he's been around longer than me. And you know what? Justin is the most down-to-earth, nicest person I've ever known. So, you know, some of us do this just because we love to do it. And I hope that comes across to you guys in these chats. You know, we have fun, we mess around with each other, and we joke and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know, we're just friends that talk about stuff that we're passionate about. And if you guys like that, awesome. Like, we love the engagement. T. Parker Evans says, what I like about your channels, along with a few others, is how passionate you guys are with movies, especially horror, and collecting physical copies, because my social circle don't really care about that. Yeah. Physical media. It's up to us to keep physical media alive.
That's exactly right.
And I'm sorry, but Justin, how do you feel? Do you like to have a steelbook of a classic movie that you just love, or would you rather just queue it up on Netflix?
Steelbook of a classic movie that I love.
Yes. Having that physical copy is just...
That is, I mean, that's what I will always love. And some people are like, why do you collect still? And I'm like, because I love it. I love the fact that, and I've seen these, I have these movies, but I love going to the collection. I love pulling movies out, looking at the cover, reading the back of it. It's like you're on your own personal video store. For me, that's what I love.
Mm-hmm. Sam says you're the most famous person he's ever spoken to.
Oh, well, thank you. I first of all, I love making YouTube because I have fun with it. But I love talking with you all. I have a passion for films. I have a passion for horror movies. And I love going to a community that feels the same way. And I love the fact that I've been able to create some amazing friendships, like with Nick and like with a lot of you all. You know, I have a friend who I met through YouTube, and I married him and his wife last year, or almost 2 years ago. So for me, it's about having fun. It's about being able to communicate with you all. And, you know, just that passion for horror movies, that passion for film. So, and physical media.
Yeah, it's
if I ramble, let me know. Just let me know if I ramble.
You're fine. Physical media, horror movies, they're a hell of a drug. And knowing that we have people that want to hear us talk about them, that's the coolest thing in the world, because most of the time you think like, I don't know, you think you're kind of like, yeah, I always feel like, oh, I'm such a nerd. And then I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm at FYE today filming like for a video for Friday. And I'm like, people are probably like, is this dude talking to himself? Why is he filming? And I'm like, you know what? I don't even care, because I've got hundreds of people that like my stuff. And that means a lot to me, you know, to know that damn near 1,300 people at this point like my stuff like that. That's cool. That's cool. So if the guy at FYE thinks I'm a weirdo, I'm weird as they get, baby.
I don't think they think you're weird, because they probably have the same. I mean, that's why they're working there most of the time, is they have that same passion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I worked at a video store, because I had that passion for film. And a lot of people had that nostalgia for it. So
yeah.
Not every day was pleasant at the video store, but it was overall something I loved.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, Sam. Lost River Drive-In convention's coming soon, promise.
It is.
But yeah, guys, that was the 80s. That was the 80s. That was the 80s horror. We've gone well over 2 hours now. This has been fun. I knew it was gonna be a longer episode, because thanks, J-Dev. As soon as we get off here, I'll check it out, brother. I appreciate that. I really do. I knew it was going to go a little bit longer than normal, because I'd been away, and I had an itch. I needed to scratch, and a need that needed filled. And I had to do it, and I had a freaking blast talking 80s, and I guess we're doing 70s tomorrow. Not tomorrow. My God, tomorrow. Next Monday. But guys, there's a poll on my community tab. You got to check it out. It's for our live stream tomorrow. At midnight, whatever is winning at midnight will be the winner, and will be the live commentary we do tomorrow night. So if you haven't voted and you want to vote in it, get your butt over there as soon as this video ends. Vote in it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. If you're new to Justin, please subscribe. Follow us on social media, The Lost River Drive-In and Ryan 1988. But most importantly, thanks for sitting here with us, chatting with us. We really appreciate it. Justin, you got anything you want to say?
First of all, I'd say if you guys have not subscribed to Nick's channel yet, I mean, look at that face right there. That is a handsome face.
Yeah.
Handsome face. So subscribe to his channel. Like this video. Subscribe to him. Get to know the Nick. I'm going to call you the Nick right now. Just get to know. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, buddy, I said it before. I'll say it again. I will always say it. You're doing a fantastic job. Keep doing what you're doing, bud. And thank you as always. Thanks for being a friend. So
no, don't thank me. Thank you. And guys, 2 hours, less than 2 hours. Head over to Justin's channel. He's going to be doing a live Q&A at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. And we're going to ask him some questions. Like, you know, who's cuter, Nick or Triple Feature? It's gonna get really exciting.
Oh my goodness.
But no, yeah, guys, head over to Justin's channel. Subscribe to him if you haven't, and make sure to tune into his live stream at 9. And we'll see you guys in 24 hours back for a live stream. What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Child's Play? Is it gonna be Friday Part 2? Is it gonna be the Fog? What's it gonna be?
But thank you guys once again though for joining this chat. Again, this is my Monday, so I missed it last week. I know I did a live commentary, or not live commentary, but I did a live chat, but it wasn't the same without you, Nick. So I'm glad to be back at this. This is my Mondays. So.
This is our happy place.
It's our happy place. So, but thank you all for, just as always, joining the chat. We love you guys, and it's always awesome talking with you. So, always awesome.
And on that note, Justin and I together, although he's doing his chat tonight, remember, but together, we will see you back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go vote in the poll and pick what movie we're watching.
Please vote.
Do it.
Vote.
Midnight, and you'll have your answer. But until then, stay filthy, stay frosty, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night, okay? Go eat some Skittles, as Justin says.
Go eat some.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Bye, guys.